Konnichiwa and good morning from day 3 here for round 3 of the FIM Idemitsu Asia Road Racing Championship from here in Motegi in Japan. We're here for the final race day. It's going to be warm-ups all throughout the morning sessions, and then in the afternoon we have the second races going on. Now let's have a recap of what happened yesterday. We'll start with TVS. TVS unfortunately, well, it was a brilliant victory from Hiroki Ono with a fight from Zen Mitani, a crash from Richi Takehira, but a brilliant ride as well from Randan Rosli. Unfortunately, the defending champion Muhammad Muzakir suffered a concussion in the race, so he will not be joining us for today's races. He's declared unfit for the race. In the Underbones, as usual, it's fireworks as always, and it was a battle all the way from the start till the finish. Brilliant rides all throughout, and as usual, we saw amazing performances from Aditya Fauzi and Ahmad Fazul Sham as well, coming right at the end for a podium. In the 250s class, it was truly amazing from the wildcards once again. The Yamahas were contesting. In the 600s, it was proper fireworks. Azrai tried to fight all the way from the start, but only managed 4th in the end. And in the end, it was Kengo Naga who really brought the fight. And in the end, it was none other than Apiwat who came with a huge charge from the rear. And then in the thousands class, this is where everything got interesting. We saw crashes between Yuki Kuni and the likes of Chip Nakarin, but Nakarin managed to rejoin. Yuki Kuni unfortunately did not, but we saw his bike getting ready, so we're excited to see how that actually goes. Defending champion and defending title leader currently, Andy Farid, had an unfortunate crash. And if we look over here, it's Sho Nishimura, the star of yesterday's story. Sho had a brilliant fight between Nakarin and Hafiz after the restart, and Sho ultimately became victorious. Can Sho Nishimura and TKKR BMW do it again? We're gonna find that out. For now, it's warm-up sessions. The TVS are ready to go out. We'll catch you on track.
Let me add my greetings to those of Daniel. It's Barry here in the commentary box. Daniel will be joining me here shortly. The running order today will be the same as the running order for this afternoon, meaning that we have TVS Asia out first, followed by the Underbone 150s, then it'll be the AP 250s, Supersport 600 and ASB 1000s. So plenty to look at and analyse as we go through these warm-up sessions this morning. We are delighted to be here at Mobility Resort Motegi for the very first time. This is round 3 of the Idemitsu FIM Asia Road Racing Championship, and this is a very special circuit. We've taken some time to look at it from all kinds of angles, and it's a tricky track to learn. It's a fantastic track for spectators, whether they're sitting in the grandstands or around the hills that surround the circuit. It really is a special venue to be at. And on to the TVS Asia one make. Well, we've been looking for something, nothing against Hiroki Ono, but we've been looking for somebody to break his stranglehold on the championship. He did end up making it 4 wins from 4 starts in 2024. So he sits on top of the championship on 100 points. And he was run very close by his JP3 races in the national version of Moto3 Championship here. He has Zen Mitani as his teammate in JP3, and Zen Mitani really set the place alight, got very close, took the lead on a couple of occasions, but it was all about, in practice, qualifying and the sheer pace. It was all about Zen Mitani, Hiroki Ono and Rishi Takehira. Coming through really strongly from the non-Japanese faction, and coming through, it really was an impressive performance yesterday in the race for Ramdan Rosli, currently 2nd in the championship. But Ramdan really took the fight to Zen and to Hiroki Ono. Everybody else was a long way back, like 12 seconds in arrears, but those three at the front, Rishi Takehiro crashed out, unfortunately, so that left then Hiroki and Ramdan fighting it out at the front. But we did have a really good three-way battle between those three, and we'll be looking forward to seeing whether A, Zed can overcome his master, Hiroki Ono, and B, whether Ramdan Rosli can break up the Japanese domination that we saw yesterday. So lots of fun there. The best of the rest was Boropong Malahuan, the leader, project leader of this series. He was 12 seconds down in Heat 4 ahead of his countryman, Ati Kanger. Sartik Shaban, who's been a really exciting entry from India in this season. He didn't show up as we thought he might. Hasn't showed up as he might because we still have another race to go this afternoon. He was 14 seconds down in 6th place. Let's just take a pause and look at these TVs Asia RR patches coming down into the final complex here. Hard braking downhill after the longest straight, and then into this final complex and out onto the main straight. This group here is led by Sartak Shaban, the number 9. And behind him is Boropong as they cross the line. So the question is, can Ramdan Rosli take the fight to the 3 very quick Japanese riders, and can anybody else get on the same terms? Just trundling out of pit lane now, we can see Hiroki Ono. Daniel's emerged in the commentary box after coming up from pit lane. Daniel, what do you think? I thought Hiroki Ono had to work really hard for that win yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't the typical Hiroki ride that we've seen. I think he's got a few challenges now. He can really put in the pace. Zemitani is just brilliant. I think he's a real talent on the rise for Japan, and I mean, to really bring a fight to the dominant Ono, I thought perhaps we might finally see the streak of the Hiroki Ono's wins end yesterday. But yeah, Hiroki's still brilliant. But it's a completely different story than what we've seen before.
Yeah, winning streaks really kind of put us on edge, don't they? Can't see the number 10 at the moment, Rishi Takehiro, but he'll be looking for a good race today, as DNF'd yesterday.
Yeah, saw Richie after the podium ceremonies, and he was in good spirit. Saw him with his family, and they were just saying tomorrow again.
Yeah, he'll be out. He'll be out again tomorrow. He has looked really exciting in the previous 2 rounds. We are looking at Zen Mitani there, number 17. Proper wild card. It does look like a huge hope for Japan's future in this sport, I have to say. It seems to be a touch of the little brush with the special brush, I think. This rider. There's a few of them in this championship among the younger riders in the different classes, but Zen Mitani is definitely one of them. Currently sits quickest on a 2:05.6 in this warm-up session. The warm-up sessions are to bed in any changes that you might have done, and perhaps put something to the brakes, suspension setups. There's not much you can change on these TVs Asia one-make machines, and they are drawn, like you get basically drawn out of a hat with each round. So you don't get one bike and keep it for the whole championship. So they'll just be reacquainting themselves with the circuit. First time here for most of them.
Rocco's another one who had a decent race. Finished 5th.
Rocco was 7th in the end. He was running 5th for a long time, but there was quite a close battle for P5. quite a close battle for P4. In the end, yeah, Rocco finished 7th. We've seen some good things from him. Qualified well. To remind myself in the official results, yeah, Rocco qualified 5th. Championship terms, not too many changes. The one thing to note here is the absence, as you said in your introduction, Daniel, of Motegi, the championship leader. Unfortunately, had a crash yesterday. And like in many other sports, in motorcycle racing, we're very diligent about taking care of riders who get knocked to the head. And anything here in the ARRC and here at Motegi, where you're rated as having a concussion level 1 to 5, anything in that range means you don't race. And that has to be enforced because you won't stop the riders if it's just left for them.
Yeah.
It's going to be, no, I'm fine.
The stubbornness of every competitor in the racing, but safety must be in place. Safety measures. Let's reach Takahira trying to make a move. Tailing behind Rocco Sessler. I think Rocco's having a good weekend as well, because maybe these temperatures do suit to what he's experienced in the past a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, for Rocco, the 15-year-old German, it's great for him to get experience of these great international circuits that we go to in ARRC. The fact that he acknowledged, I was talking to Juhai last time out, and he really appreciates it. He also appreciated, in the case of Juhai, the opportunity to race in wet conditions without getting freezing cold.
Well, that's changed for him to be in the hot sun, but when we head to Mandalika, that's going to be really properly hot sun. But now the focus is on the final race today here in the Twin Ring Motegi, otherwise known now as the Mobility Resort Motegi. Here we call him Hiroki Ono. This should be his first actual push lap.
This is the last. We're done. Checker flag is out already. It's really short warm-up session for TVs Asia 1 make and Underbone 150 that will follow it. Needs to really bed themselves down. Hiroki Ono. Best time so far 2:07.3. That contrasts rather sharply with his race times yesterday and his qualifying time 2:04.
I think it's pushing on now. I think there should be somewhere. If we were to take Hiroki's pass in as a prediction, this will be a 2:05, perhaps even a 2:04 if he feels like it.
Yeah, well, here he comes. Even in warm-up, he does tend to have carries the intention of rubbing everybody's faces in his dominance.
For now, Zenmitani Satak just put in a good time at 2:06.4, but still 0.874 down from Zenmitani. Here comes Ono now.
Yeah, that was fractionally faster than Sartak's qualifying time yesterday. But he's making progress.
This is going to be 2:04, 2:05 from Ono. This is a rapid lap from Ono. Comes across, it's a 2:05.9, just under Zen by 0.430.
Right, as he was in qualifying yesterday. So yeah, Zen did take pole position, starting pole position yesterday. By a margin of 2/10, he got the better of his senior JP3 teammate Hiroki Ono, this time by 4/10. That was just warm-up. Hiroki Ono, yeah, he looked like he'd had a workout at the end of the race yesterday. Look up there at the light clouds in the sky, but there it was. It was a 2:05.545 for Zenmitani, fastest of that warm-up session. Hiroki Ono was second. Sartak Chavan, decent outing for him, so he'll be looking for better results this afternoon. Borapong was fourth. Fifth was Rishi Takahira, another rider looking for better results this afternoon. Ati Kanger, promising young Thai, was sixth. Seventh, Rocco Sessler, and eighth, Chiran Vishwanath. Take a look further down the order because Ramdan Rosley, who was absolutely brilliant yesterday, 9th fastest. He did a 2:07.6. Kim In-jae, the promising young Korean, was 10th, 2:08.2 for him. Dekichano Aldi, who's kind of gone missing a little bit. He was 11th, 12th. Casey Clammer, 13th, KY Ahmed, and 14th, Irvin Eksan. We did start with 15 this weekend, but as we were saying, Motegi out with concussion. So we're going to just take a short 5-minute break, and when we come back, we'll be with another 10-minute warm-up session for the Underbone 150s. And as ever, with the Underbones, plenty to talk about there. So stay with us. We'll be right back with you.
Idemitsu engine oils are precisely formulated for meticulously engineered Japanese car engines. We are committed to delivering optimal performance. We fulfill this commitment through 5 ultra-protective benefits known as Quintec Guard. They unleash the peak performance of treasured cars. Drive anywhere with confidence. Feel the excitement in your heart. The highest quality engine oils in the history of Idemitsu.
It's getting loud here at Mobility Resort Motegi because this is the warm-up session, the Sunday morning warm-up session for the Underbone 150s. We are here, of course, for round 3 of the Idemitsu FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. And there will be, I think, 19 bikes out in this field. And 19 starters this afternoon, barring any mishaps in this 10-minute warm-up session. But plenty to talk about from yesterday's race. As ever, we had a phenomenal tussle at the front. In the end, there was, just looking down the order here, the first 12 finishers were within 0.8 of a second of each other, so standard fare for the Underbone 150s. It was a great race in championship terms, Daniel, for Nazrul Izzat.
Yeah, I think we were kind of concerned because he did qualify quite far behind. He didn't make the cut for qualifying 2, and it looked like it was going to be a difficult weekend for him, but the beauty of Underbone, he can be starting way back, and if you just plan your race right the way Nazrul did, you can find your way to the top. And Gupita as well, another one. I mean, Gupita made it through Q1, but could not, due to a crash, could not make it into Q2. I mean, sorry, he couldn't set a lap time in Q2. And starting from where he was, and he just planned it perfectly, went to the front at the last lap.
Yeah, and then again, in terms of championship, his main rivals weren't in the high point scoring positions. He came into this weekend with a 3-point lead, and he finished yesterday afternoon with a 13-point lead. So great championship performance from the defending champion. And Gupita Kresna did finish 1 place above him. He took the top of the box, having finished 2nd in Zhuhai. And first here, he had 2 DNFs, but he's put himself into championship contention. He's got 45 points now. So Gupita Kresna, already a 2-time Underbone champion for ARRC, putting himself in the mix. Murabul Vitoni is currently 2nd in the championship. Murabul yesterday finished 5th, so again one of these riders that looks as though he's scoring decent points in most races.
Yeah, it's been consistent enough to keep him within a hold of Nazrul Izzat. 47 points from Murabul, Gupita on 45. So the championship battle is still very much alive. It's just that advantage that Nazrul has after yesterday's race.
Yeah, 13 in this field, in this category, to have a 13-point lead after 4 races is pretty good going. And we've seen Nazrul a lot more cagey than he was last year. He's still got the speed, but in terms of planning the results and managing the risk a bit more. Oh, that's disappointment there for Giancarlo Maurizio. He's had to park his bike. Took his inaugural ARC Underbone 150 race win last time out in Zhuhai. Didn't have such a good outing yesterday. He was in the mix. He finished only 7/10 down from Gupita, but was 10th, P10. Again, emphasizing the closeness here.
Surprising for me is still that Aditya Fauzi, we haven't seen him win or on the podium this season, despite his brilliant qualifyings and Super Poles. He's been such a strong performer, but just hasn't been able to convert those performances into a victory or podium. I think it's definitely coming for Aditya. If it's not here, it's going to be back at his home race in Mandalika next month.
Yeah, Aditya was 1 place behind Giancarlo yesterday in 11th. Yeah, 11th. Having led much of the race. He tried to escape at the beginning of the race, and he did it quite convincingly for a while.
It looked like he was about to break away and just take it all. It looked like something that Afif might have done in the past.
Yeah, exactly. And Aditya being tracked by a rider who did put himself on the podium. Fazrul Sham, the number 11 for Cardinals Racing. It was good to see him back on the podium. Another of the older stars of the series.
Very well experienced Fazrul Sham, and his brother Fazil Sham was still recovering from injury.
Yeah, you mentioned Afifan Ran as one of the riders who's good at getting away from the front of the field, if anybody can do it. Well, Afifan Ran is putting in some decent times in this warm-up. He crashed in both free practice sessions on Friday and in qualifying, so he started from the back of the grid. And in the race, he was in the second group, so he was 4 seconds off race winner Gobita Krishna. But his lap time looking a little more decent here, 2:17.6. We're already more than halfway through this brief session. And sitting on top on a 2:16.8 is Murabil Vitoni. That would have been the second fastest race lap yesterday. The good quality there, and you can see the number 222 Fahmi Bassam and the number 202 of Dimas Juli at Mocha. Dimas Juli riding for Team One for All, Fahmi Bassam for LFNH Putra, and the number 22 just behind them, John Emerson Gito. He unfortunately didn't finish yesterday, so he'll be looking for better things, and perhaps to emulate his teammate. 4S1M, of course, consists of Dimas Juli. 4S1M is Gobita Krishna and John Emerson Ngito, so he'll be looking to emulate the 202 and the 222.
Getting a bit on the grass there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we expect for Underbones. Even in warm-up, it's close as ever, elbow-to-elbow action. And
Yeah.
it's nail-biting, especially here in Motegi.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Fahmi Bassam, who had a decent race yesterday as well. He was well at the front, trying to catch Aditya Fauzi a few times. And once it all got bunched up, just fell short of a podium.
Yeah, Fahmi qualified second. Brilliant Super Pole performance from him. Slotted next to Aditya Fauzi and just in front of Dimas Juli. And Dimas Juli finished 9th. So once again, he's shown speed, but not getting into those crucial top 5 positions. Galaxy of Underbone stars on your screen there.
I see Paddock Putra in race 2. I mean, he was brilliant in race 1 again. I mean, every time we've seen Paddock Putra, for such a young rider on the rise, he's been quite mature in the way he goes around. And yesterday collecting 10 points, so not too far from a podium finish at all for him. He was well with the front group the whole time. See what he can do this time. I mean, he's seen his teammate Fazl Sham, the well-experienced Fazl Sham, take it to 3rd place, so he'll have his eyes on the podium as well.
Yeah, he's got a really nice character about him. He's bright, breezy, cheerful. Got clearly massive respect for his teammate Fazl Sham.
Yeah, that's what I always get from Faris. He just seems like a very respectful rider, respectful in the sense to his seniors in his classes.
Yeah.
He tends to adapt really easily to any condition. I think in every race I've seen him, even in other championships, he's always managed to take the right steps forward. He's a good talent for Cardinals.
Yeah, for sure. And you do see those two riders just hanging around in the paddock together. Keeping good company. Murabil Vitoni still with the quickest lap time there. There's two that have put lap times in the 2:16s, which is very rapid for this 4.8 kilometer Motegi circuit. Nazarul there, perhaps practicing one of those long drags that he has to tackle from turn 14. He runs very wide there. I'm not sure whether he was getting out of the way or just outbraked himself. Who we haven't seen on track yet. I'm just scanning for evidence of Wayuaji. He is on track. Wayuaji had a huge and horrible looking spill on the run-in to the final complex under downhill braking when he clashed with Fazrul Sham at the end of the race yesterday. Wayu bounced up okay, but his bike was absolutely destroyed, so this would have been a really important session for him. It looks as though he's been trundling around fairly slowly over at the early 220s. So hopefully Wayu is okay. He's somewhere near the bottom. His teammate Aditya Fauzi has just gone to the top, right at the last knockings of that brief warm-up session. So Aditya Fauzi again showing the speed that he's got. And as Daniel said a few minutes ago, the rider we're looking to see on the podium, that is definitely coming. Here it is. That was a nice little run out for him this morning. 2:17.6, his best time. Then across the line next time for the final time. He's just trying to push on a little bit to see what he can do. Nicely under control on that downhill section. Into the tunnel, flip it left, stay left, and then flip it over to the right. Oh, and there's Uma racing off there. That is Nazarul, who looks like he's had a mechanical problem. He's off the circuit. Hopefully nothing serious there for the championship leader and defending champion. Yeah, that was a decent lap. That was a 2:17.6 for a kid. And here comes Aditya once again. 2:16.1. So Aditya really pushing on well there. Unfortunately, it's a slow trundle back to pit lane for Nazarul Izzat. Just looking down at his machine there. Obvious there what's going on. There's a Thai flag waving there in the bushes somewhere. There's a Seoul Thai rider here, Pirapong Luibunpeng. So there it is, Aditya Fauzi, as we saw, just flashed across the line with a 2:16.1 to be the fastest in that session. Murabil Vitoni, always fast for Yamaha LFN HP 969. Faris Putra, another good session for him on the Cardinals factory machine. Fahmi Bassam, 4th, Akid Aziz 5th, 6th, Afif Amran, looking a lot brighter today on the Pitspike one-way JRT Tech 2 Racing Yamaha. John Emerson Gito 7th, Masato Fernando in 8th. He'll be looking for an improvement in results. And 9th, Dimash Juliat Moko. Nazrul Izzat, we saw trundling off there with a mechanical problem. 10th, 11th, Alif Daniel. 12th, Shafiq Rosli. 13th, yesterday's winner, Gupita Krishna. 14th, Rekat Yusuf. And 15th, the Seoul Thai rider in Underbone 150s, Pirapong Luibunpeng for Team One for All, Wonders Vacations. Just look at the remaining few. Fazrul Sham, podium yesterday, P3. He was 16th. Amaral Arif for SEK Honda was 17th. 18th, Waiwaji Trilaksana, his best time 2:23.8 on a rebuilt bike. And Giancarlo Maurizio, who unfortunately also had a mechanical problem. No time recorded for the Zhuhai winner in round 2. So once again, we're going to take a break. Daniel is on the prowl in pit lane, looking for people to talk to. Well, that's the first flag we've seen today, and we've seen it for the second time. That is the Thai flag. No doubt some Japanese flags will be appearing soon, but we're going to take a short break. We'll be back at 9:40 in 6 minutes from now with the warm-up session for the AP 250s. And again, lots to talk about, lots to analyse after yesterday's race 1. So stay with us. We'll be back with you in 5 minutes.
Idemitsu IRG5. Start like a rocket and ship like silk with Superbike proven nano-tailored oil. Ultra Protective Quintec guard technology distills the wisdom of oil experts. 5 protective benefits in harmony unleash the peak performance of your engine. Nano Silky Tech ensures extra smooth upshifting at high RPM. Rocket starts, silky shifts. Idemitsu IRG5. Idemitsu IRG7. Race-bred nano-tailored oil for enhanced acceleration and horsepower. Even in harsh conditions, the 7 protective benefits of septic guard technology keep your engine performing at its peak. Even a split-second advantage can change everything. Born to win. Idemitsu IRG7. Idemitsu.
Down here at the Honda Racing in the garage with Kevin Kintel. So Kevin, we know that this isn't your first time here in Motegi, but it's the first time on a production bike. How are you finding it so far?
It's quite different because everything happens more last minute on the 250, like the gearings and braking, it's all like just before the corner starts. So basically just getting used to that and having fun.
Thank you so much. Good luck for this race too.
Thank you.
Down here with Veda Ega, you're back here once again for Super Sports after being away for a while. How's it so far being back on?
Yeah, in the big bike, I need a little bit adaptation with different bike. Yeah, little bit. I struggle with this bike, but I will try improve, and today race 2, I will try my best.
Thank you so much, Veda. We're looking forward to it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for staying with us. We are here at Mobility Resort Motegi for round 3 of the Idemitsu FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. Today is Sunday, which means it's race 2 this afternoon, and this morning, therefore, is for warm-ups for all 5 classes, reaching the halfway point of the warm-up sessions. So that means the AP250s are out on track. 24 or 25 riders will be on the grid this afternoon. Championship leader just going through your screen there, number 46 of Herjan Atna. These riders here on their outlap. And on your screen there, you can see one of the riders that has been one of the wildcard riders, been impressing here. More about them a little bit later. But we had a runaway winner, Daniel, yesterday in AP250s. It's not something we see too often, but Mohammed Kiandra Ramdeepa, another of the brilliantly talented riders that come through the Astra Honda talent system, he took a win by 6 seconds. And he eased off on the run into the line as well. So he really was a runaway winner. The best of the rest was his teammate Herjan Atna, who's running with a rev cut, which he's earned by pulling out a championship lead over people lower down the table from 5th downwards. So a combination of the equalization in performance of the 3 manufacturers here, Yamaha, Honda and Kawasaki. Herjan Atna has had to be working a lot harder this season to earn his position, where he sits on top of the standings, and he's had to work a lot harder yesterday because that was the first day when he came in with the Rev Cup. But we've been quite impressed with Herjan this weekend, Daniel.
Yeah, Herjan's work ethic has just been brilliant. I mean, we saw the heartbreak he had last season when the championship fight ended for him in Zhuhai, but you could really see it builds his character well for this season. I mean, despite the rev cut and of course Astra Honda losing a bit of the advantage with the regulations changes, he still managed to work so hard, and the way he's riding is quite different. You can see everyone else can rely on the power. He's having to rely on rolling speed, and it's really nice to see the way he's riding. He's confident, he's strong. It's going to be exciting to see when he makes a step up to Super Sports, hopefully.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's another good point. I mean, we often talk about the physical aspect of riding here, and Herjan is a tall rider. He's got nice long levers, so you'd have to think he'd go well on a Super Sport bike.
Definitely. I mean, we've seen that the change for Adinanda Putra when he went into Super Sport, so suiting him very well.
I mean, they're actually very similar. If you looked at them from the back, you wouldn't know which one was which. And yeah, Adinanda doing really well in Super Sports in his second season. Third yesterday was another brilliant young Indonesian, Araya Gaska. Him riding for Yamaha Racing Indonesia. So it just seems to be an abundance of talent coming from Indonesia right now.
Yeah, the development over there is just, it seems like it's going in a very good direction. Whereas we're seeing a lot of young talents developing very fast. I mean, we have some riders who, like for example, Kiandra, who have just turned 15. You know, already they're at the stage where they can win races in this AP250 class, a class that's super, super competitive, has riders with various different experiences in their careers. So it's really impressive what Indonesia has been doing. And I mean, for both the Honda and Yamaha camps, they have 2 amazing young talents on the rise.
Yeah, they certainly do. And that's without counting Veda, who you were talking to just now. But more of that in the next session when we'll be seeing him on track.
That's Herjan that we mentioned, and
it's Alfonsi going through there on the SDG Honda. Alfonsi de Quigan, a Filipino rider, riding for the storied Japanese team, SDG Hawk Pro.
Looking better for Kevin Kintel right now. He's up into 12th. They're trying some new things, and it looks like it's working quite well for them.
Cowan yesterday was 31 seconds off the winning time over the race distance of Kiandra. So a lot to make up there.
If I'm not mistaken, that's one of his faster lap times of the weekend. So they put qualifying. I think he did 2:11 in qualifying, was it? Yeah, it was a 2:11. So that's his best time so far, 2:10.6, nearly half a second faster. So good job there from Honda Racing India. We know Calvin's got great potential, and the team as well has been improving well.
Yeah, he's done quite a bit of racing in Japan as well. I think in the 600s. There's a championship that runs at Suzuka. It's not the All Japan.
He's had experiences in the Asia Talent Cup as well. So Kevin, talented rider on the rise for India as well. We have a few good talents coming up. We hope to see Honda Racing India get the steps that we've seen Honda Racing Vietnam take, which is go from just about out of the points into the points, and now testing for victories.
That's exactly right. Rider going through there, the number 27 for East NJT Racing, Tom Mokun. He had his best race of the season with a P5 yesterday.
Coven there trying to go around the outside of IQ, was slowing down. Unfortunate for him there, but still has 3 minutes, so they have about 2 more fast laps in this group going down the front straight.
There's been some decent wildcards here. Yuta Date yesterday, who was among the front runners for a long time, finished 8th. Ryuji Yoko and Ryota Ogiwara all featured at different stages. So, as always happens in Japan, when you get wildcards, you know they're going to be fast.
Itadate's confidence on the grid, the only one thing, win. It's brilliant, and he really did fight that race, and it was just unfortunate they lost touch at the end with a small error.
Yeah, that was good. And there's the number 62 Yoko running there just behind Arayagaska, number 38 for Yamaha Racing Indonesia. And very unfortunately for the team, Rosie Torikatula, right at the end of qualifying, had a crash off camera, broke his leg, so he can't continue. Very unfortunately for him. So we wish him very speedy recovery, because we want to see him at his home race in Mandalika next time.
We'll try to get a bit more information as to how severe the injury is. Hopefully it's nothing too major, and hopefully we do get to see Ferozi back in Mandalika, because he's been amazing this season. He's been up there in the fight with Aragaska, his teammate on screen there, and he's given Herjin a run for his money. So it would be really unfortunate if we don't get to see Ferozi in the next round.
Yeah, that's right. And that extra experience that Ferozi's got makes it a good mix in the team with Arayagaska. There's Arai running with Alfonsi on his right, and Warwick just behind him for East NJT.
A bit of credit for Ferozi in the championship right now. He's only 2 points behind Kiandra, who the race winner yesterday. But to Herjin, it's a 23-point deficit. And it's going to get only larger in this race should Herjin finish it well, as we expect him to.
Yeah, that's right. He sits with 77 points from Kiandra's 56.
The notable shout out will be for Warwick Tonakpokun. He's not been doing too bad this season. He's close to the podium yesterday. Right in the battle, just missing out. And he's found himself 6th in the championship behind Arayagaska.
Yeah, that result was, that P5 yesterday was good for him and the team. Arai there, just running off. I think he's by the long lap penalty road that is used for MotoGP. Not here in ARRC. Transgression here means pit lane.
A proper penalty.
Yeah, real penalty, absolutely.
Yeah, for now, checker flags coming out. So a glimpse of Yuta Date. They're going a bit offline, but Yuta, I mean, I'm fully expecting for him to go all the way again. He's just going to go 110% from the start. No one's told him that AP250 is a challenging category.
No, that's right. That's a fantastic attitude. It's a perfect attitude for a wild card to have. they can make a difference in the championships as well, taking points away from the main contenders. They finish in the higher positions. It's been a good session for Hergen. Been cruising around in the 208. Sits on top. Rifudin Asman is next quickest in this short session. Yesterday finished 5th. Oh, sorry, I accused Warwick of finishing 5th yesterday. He finished 4th. Do beg his pardon. But that was a great race from Warwick yesterday.
It really was, and Kiandra goes up to the top now, just 0.002 ahead of Hergen. So that's how close it is between the Astra Hondas, despite Hergen's rev cut.
Yeah, nice little tussle going on, friendly tussle in the Astra Honda garage.
And the motions from Kiandra, it brings back the memories of Kiandra's first podium in ARC. Before that, sorry, Utah Date 208.3. We mentioned that he's going to go for it, and there we go, Utah Date on the top of the warm-up timings.
Yeah, that's it, Mr. 110%. There he goes. Brilliant.
Fantastic from the wildcards this weekend. Kango Nagao, Utah Date. Shout out as well to Ryota Ogiwara. He brought the fight up.
Yeah. Not to mention a fairly decent replacement rider we saw in a BMW yesterday. Yeah, fantastic racing all the way through. Take a look at those results there. So there he is, Mr. 110%, Utah Date for Victor Racing Team. 208.3 for him. Just pipping Hergen Atner for Astra Honda. And Hergen himself pipped back Kiandra, who ended up 3rd. Sharifudin Asman, another Honda, in 4th. 5th, Araya Gaska, who will be up to all sorts of mischief again this afternoon. Aiki Yoshi on the 4-cylinder motor sniper manual tech. Kawasaki 6th. 7th, Piwak Batumios for East NJT. And Ryota Ogiwara was 8th for Sanwa Racing Team. Irfan Heikel for Idemitsu Bunsu Honda was 9th quickest, 209.6 for him. Deandra, teammate of Aiki Iyoshi, was 10th. 11th, Kevin Kintel, as you said, Daniel. Good performance from him. Roji Yoko was 12th. 13th, Warwick. 14th, Alfonsi Begigan. And 15th, Yun Hu Tri, Honda Racing Vietnam. Wang Jiadong for Victor Racing was 16th. Watcherin Tub Timon for East NJT was 17th. Gao Zhaang for Team One for All Wonder Vacations was 18th. Nguyen Ton Ampu, seeing some good performances from Honda Racing Vietnam from Ton Ampu. Reo Makasuba was 20th and 21st most apparent bound for Honda Racing India. Long Nan Zi for Victor Racing, Hong Kong rider, was 22nd and 23rd. Chun Chen Zhang, who did a 2:15 for TY Antares Racing Team. So that takes us 3 out of 5 warm-up sessions this morning. Next up will be Supersport 600, and what a fantastic race we saw there. So we'll be back with you in around 6 minutes from now, and we'll be talking all about that. So stay with us. We're here at Mobility Resort Motegi for round 3 of the Idemitsu FIM Asia Road Racing Championship.
Idemitsu IRG5. Start like a rocket and ship like silk with Superbike proven nano-tailored oil. Ultra protective Quintec guard technology distills the wisdom of oil experts. 5 protective benefits in harmony unleash the peak performance of your engine. Nano Silky Tech ensures extra smooth upshifting at high RPM. Rocket starts, silky shifts. Idemitsu IRG5. Idemitsu IRG7. Race-bred nano-tailored oil for enhanced acceleration and horsepower. Even in harsh conditions, the 7 protective benefits of septic guard technology keep your engine performing at its peak. Even a split-second advantage can change everything. Born to win. Idemitsu IRG7.
Welcome back, everyone. Just wait for. I was looking out of the window at the bikes, and then suddenly I've realised that the bikes aren't on the screen here at the moment, but they'll be coming up shortly. We are here for the beginning of a 15-minute warm-up session for the Supersport 600s here at Motegi, where we are here approaching the halfway point of the season for the 2024 Idemitsu FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. There on your screen. Here's a rider we're talking about, the number 21 for Astra Honda, Adinanta Putra. Adinanta currently sitting second in the standings after a really good run of results this season so far. He's really been scoring the points, Daniel. Just looking there, he's had 3 podiums and 1 fourth, which has given him 65 points in total.
Yeah, Adinanta has the main key when it comes to a racing season is consistency. He's finding that very well. All that's left for him is to really convert it into a race victory. He's got a couple of third places, a second place, and a 4th place so far this season. So just a race victory left for him. Now with the man on screen there, Apiwat, he's managed to pull himself quite a decent advantage in the championship. 30 points ahead of Adinanta. Ami Asman in 3rd in the championship with 49 points. Surprisingly enough, Azroy, who's been really strong in qualifying, has a race victory from Zhuhai, only carrying 36 points in 7th.
Yeah, he had a horrible opening for the season, unfortunately not for the first time, but this was a different reason. A couple of really unfortunate crashes for Azroy, first time out at Chang International.
He's, I think, for the past 3 seasons, he's had rotten luck at the start. He's always finished the season strong, but in every championship I've seen him race, he's just had really tough luck at the start. But yeah, it's time for Azroy to close the gap. It's a hefty one. It's about 51 points.
Yeah, that is.
Sorry, 59 points.
Yeah, that's a steep hill to climb. He qualified on pole position yesterday, so we were expecting him to be running at the front during the race, but it wasn't to be. He ended up finishing. He finished yesterday, 4th, 5th indeed. So a long way further down. We expected no less than a podium for sure. And it wasn't such a great day for Bunsu Honda because Helmi Asman was finished 4th. It's unusual to see 2 Bunsu Honda bikes on track and not to see at least one of them on the podium.
Yeah, Hondas in the 600s, they always look the strongest, but this season has just been a tough run of luck for them. There's one of the walkout riders that is coming through.
Yeah.
Exciting one.
Yeah, we've got one. I spotted one of the others, Shinya Mikami, who's for Tyra Promote Racing, which has just got the most beautiful graphics job on the bike.
Personally, it's really nice to look at up close.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the pit walk later because I'm going to have a really good look at that. I think that's just a gorgeous bike.
Now there's the 2 Bunsu Hondas running together. We didn't see much of that this weekend, except for at the toe end of qualifying. Now we're seeing them doing some work together. I think this is maybe rehearsal for them for the race later on. I think they'll want to try and get both of them in the same line of the race and try to hold off the charge from strong riders like Kengo Nagao, who's absolutely brilliant. Apiwat as well, who's just been an absolute beast in this category, I think.
Yeah, he has. So 4 starts, 3 wins, 1 second. That's a formidable record, and so a well-earned 30-point gap at the top of the standings for the Thai rider. I think he was slightly piqued by the amount of attention being given to Kengo Nagao, and that always brings the best out in Apiwat.
That's a nice shot there. Both of them sliding through. How they both like to ride. Helmi as well. He loves letting that rear tire go loose, but it's very controlled the way Helmi does. I think the best example we saw of sliding was Sho Nishimura for sure.
Yeah, it was. And we'll be hopefully seeing that again very soon. But there is a rider that's been catching the most of attention out of any of the wild cards, and there are a lot of really great ones here. But that's Kengo Nagao. He qualified second to Azroy and had a fantastic battle at the front. In fact, he led most of the race, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the way he spoke about the race. He's very confident and he speaks really well. He knows exactly what his mission is, and I think that's important for any rider, just knowing that, okay, I'm going to head out today. This is the goal, that's the target. I'm going to achieve it, and he rode a fantastic race. It was a great fight with Apiwat right till the end.
Yeah, and Apiwat himself, I mean, his race had plenty of drama because he was fifth. He didn't qualify well. In fact, he looked a little bit out of sorts with the bike all weekend by his standards.
Yeah, he didn't have the easiest run through practices and qualifying, and it was concerning for him in the championship. It looked like he was going to lose some ground, but ultimately he found his way around in the race and didn't look back.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he had to make his way past Adananta, two Butsu Honda riders to get, and eventually Kengo Nagao to get where he did. So it really was, as I said yesterday, one of the best performances I've seen from Apiwat, because he had to work so hard and it brought the best out of him. And that's really what you want to see from these top level riders, is just see them getting stretched.
It's Kengo Nagao for his second flying lap. See what he does as he crosses the line and goes straight to the top of 154.6. Reza Danakan, he's in second. That's the highest we've seen Reza this weekend.
Yeah, 154.7. Looking at the race pace yesterday, probably looking at mid 153s, high 153s maybe for the front runners. Reza Danica in his rookie season, after winning the AP 250 title last year. But we're staying there with Kengo Nagao. Now we're flipping to yesterday's race winner and championship leader. Take a look at that Yamaha Technique Racing Team Asia R6. Beautifully prepared and beautifully ridden in the hands of this Thai rider. Now in his late 20s, I think. And at the peak of his powers, he's had World Supersport experience. He's been in and out of ARRC over the years, starting from AP 250s, going way back. Always thrilling, always bringing the fight. Of course, we've seen him in Superbikes for a couple of seasons as well. Looking back there at Vida Ega Pratamara, it was good you got an interview with him, Daniel. And seeing him standing next to the bike and next to you, emphasises a point that he himself acknowledged about the physical challenge of riding these heavier, faster machines. But as we've been saying all weekend, he will grow into it, and he goes past one of the Thai rookies, Tanat Nompiao.
Yeah, it's a challenge for Veda, because riding a super sports bike is really physical at this pace. The rear tire moves a lot. You're carrying speeds through the corners almost like a 250 with how much roll you need, and the second you get on the gas, the rear tire starts moving, starts twitching, and especially with the Dunlops, they're designed to have a bit of slip on them just to let the bike keep moving forward, and it's quite physically challenging. So for Veda, that's one thing that he has to overcome, but he's doing it brilliantly. He's making the right steps forward, and there's no doubt as to how much talent Veda has, because it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he completely crushed his competition in the Asia Talent Cup last year, winning by over 100 points. Just phenomenal. But I think this is a clever move by Astra Honda. I mean, that's a team that really know what they're doing in terms of talent development. I think they probably literally think he'll grow into it.
Yeah, he's maturing well on the bike, and you see that, like, I still remember the first time we saw him on the 600s in Buriram. He was still a bit shaky, he was still a bit wild on the way he took his lines, but you can see he's understanding how to put that front wheel correctly in the super sports class, and he's falling through really nicely. He's confident on the bike.
Nice shot back at Vader there from Tanat's bike. Tanat didn't finish yesterday, but the Thai rider has been promising this season. Another rider who stepped up from 250s along with his teammate, and that's worth noting. They both ran off onto the green there, which would result in a penalty in race conditions, or at least a warning in the race. I think it's one of those three strikes and you're out, or at least penalised.
Here's Adinanta Putra, podium yesterday, 3rd place for him. Good fight to find a podium place yesterday, wasn't easy. Yeah, a lot of riders in company, Helmi Azroy. Just the charge to Kango and Apiwa, that it's just a bit out of reach for him, but Adinanta, he works progressively, and I think he knows what he needs to do now in race 2. Latch on behind Kango and Azroy as well, who will be starting from pole. Just try and stick with them for as long as he can until the very last 2 laps when they need to start making moves.
Yeah, Burnsley riders are going to be looking for much better results this time out, that's for sure. And this rider, Apiwat Wongtananon, will be looking to extend his lead. He'll be looking to crush the spirit out of his competitors. So, Shinya there, looking back at Wayu Nugroho, who goes past him. Wayu has looks as though he may have been struggling a little bit with this Motegi circuit. It is really challenging, but Wayu hitherto has looked very much at home on the 600, so we're looking for him to continue progressing. He finished 9th yesterday, and just ahead of his teammate Ray Matsuoka. Sorry, Daniel.
No, I was just gonna mention, yeah, Wahyu. He's looked so strong on the super sports, and it's surprising that he hasn't been able to adapt quickly enough in Motegi. So we're hoping that they found something in the race that, through the rhythm and the length of 12 laps, that they managed to find something to improve his setup, perhaps, or just get more feeling for Wahyu. Because him as a competitor is really nice to see, and we want to see more bikes joining the fight.
Yeah, McKinley Carl Paz was another rider who finished further down the order than he would have liked yesterday. Down in 11th, Apiwat's teammate and 2019 ARRC 150 champion. But it's a game of progress for all these guys. Well, for all the younger ones anyway, for people like Apiwat, it's they're looking for crowns at the stage of their career. Nagau's just looking to upset everybody, which is great.
I really do hope that some of these top performing wildcards this weekend do continue on for the rest of the season, because they've really brought some color into this championship. That's why he working with Shinya Mikami. There was right in this portion of the track a lap earlier, there was a nod from Wahyu behind Shinya when Shinya looked back. Maybe they're trying to work together.
Yeah, that would be good. We don't know the relationships in depth between these different riders. McKinley Carl Paz, I'm guessing it's his first time here. First time in this session of 1:55. Best race time yesterday was 1:56. So at least, sort of 1.5 seconds probably off what it really should have been. So the Filipino's going to be looking for more. There behind Kiatisak. Another promising rookie from Honda Racing Thailand. Put 2 250 riders into 600s this year, so comparable strategy in some ways to that being adopted by their Indonesian rivals, Astra Honda. Putting rookies in to see how they go. And that's the familiar 123 number of Reza Danica Arens. Reza finished 7th yesterday, 18 points off the winner. It's a game of progress that he's in the midst of for Reza Danica. taking that tricky step up from 250s to 600s. But a much more experienced rider than, for example, Vader.
Check the flag out now. We're following Kiatisak Singapore. Reza right behind Miklikau Pass.
Yeah, but nobody's knocked off Kengo.
Can he go faster this weekend?
Can he go faster this weekend? Who knows? Yeah, Team Ken really distinguishing themselves this weekend. Nobody's going to forget them. And we hope we'll be seeing them again, not only in Japanese rounds, but if they can stretch the budget, it would be great to see them in some of the other rounds. Mandalika has got to be an attractive place to go if the team boss has got enough in his back pocket.
Very different weather though, but there will be time for sunscreen and sunglasses when we're there.
Yeah, that'll be good to see the sunglasses parade.
Oh,
just see how big they get. I've got my money on Helmi Asman for coming up with the biggest pair of sunglasses.
I've got mine on Vader. He brought a new pair this weekend.
Inside knowledge.
Helmi does show up with some amazing glasses. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so that's the end of that 15-minute session. We look there at, what are we looking at there, Daniel? What's going on?
The Flying Fox attraction that's just above the grandstand.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it looked like kind of public wiring in Bangkok, but anyway. Kengo Nagao, Mr. 110%, was topping that session with a 154.39. Azroy Anwar was next up. Adananta Putra was third for Astra Honda, and Helmi Asman, Azroy's teammate, was fourth. Fifth was Reza Danica, 154.7, so good time from him. Apiwat Montananon had a good look around, he was sixth fastest. Vader Egger, another workout for him on the 600, and McKinley Carlpaz, eighth fastest for Yamaha Techni Racing Team Asia. And ninth, Kiatisak Singapore for Honda Racing Thailand, just a fraction quicker than Planet Long Piao, his teammate. And Ray Matsuoka, stand-in rider for Andy Fadley for Yamaha Racing Indonesia, 11th. 12th, Wei Nugroho. 13th, Shinya Mikami for Tyra Promote Racing, and Shajin Tong for Victor Racing Team. 14th, best time of 158.5 for him in the warm-up. And we have one more warm-up session to go as we look again. Have we got time to do that before racing?
And right after the pit walk.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that after the pit walk. That could be good. Get the adrenaline pumping before this afternoon's action.
We should send the riders there.
Anyway, next up, we're going to have a 20-minute warm-up session for the ASB 1000, and something to very much look out for there will be the performance of Yuki Kuni, who fortunately wrecked his SDG Honda CBR 1000 RR 2024 version, brand new bike. Was looking a bit second-hand yesterday, so come back with us and we'll see how he does and how the rest of the competitors. We had a fantastic race yesterday, so let's take another look at that when we come back and talk our way through that. So that'll be the last session of the morning, and at 11 o'clock, Daniel, is the pit walk. 11 o'clock until 12:10. So if you're anywhere in the area, come along and join the pit walk, take some selfies, pick up some merch, and we'll see you there. So we'll be back at 10:25 local time. That's in 5 minutes from now at Mobility Resort Motegi. We'll see you then.
Idemitsu engine oils are precisely formulated for meticulously engineered Japanese car engines. We are committed to delivering optimal performance. We fulfill this commitment through 5 ultra-protective benefits known as Quintec Guard. They unleash the peak performance of treasured cars. Drive anywhere with confidence. Feel the excitement in your heart. the highest quality engine oils in the history of Idemitsu.
Tension is building here at Mobility Resort Motegi. This is the final warm-up session of the day, and first out of pit lane for the ASB 1000s was the rider who finished first in yesterday's race one, and that was Sho Nishimura on the TKKR BMW. Sensational racing from the young Japanese rider yesterday, who is standing in for the otherwise engaged Marcus Reiterberger, the defending champion. It was a super impressive performance from Sho Nishimura, not only in the race, but earlier in qualifying too. And Yuki Kuni, there's so much to talk about, Daniel. I'm not sure where to start, but we had as much going on, it seemed, at the time as we do in an Underbone race.
Yeah, it was a more eventful ASB 1000s race than we're used to. I mean, it's great for the championship. We're seeing the competition really close up. But yeah, I mean, the incident with Yuki Kuni and Chip Nakarin being able to rejoin the race and get a second place in the end. Fantastic race that we had.
Yeah, so it was run in two parts, and the Yuki Kuni had the crash with Chip Nakarin. Chip Nakarin looked really beaten up in that crash. He sort of rolled and then he stayed, but he was clearly only winded.
I was amazed when I saw him sitting in the garage. He was still smiling, and shows you how strong he is.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, and didn't he come back? Yuki Kuni physically was fine, but his bike was an absolute mess. And I think what one of the problems was that he got his oil line clipped. That dumped oil on the circuit, and that brought out the red flag. There was quite a long delay, and when we came back, it was without the pole sitter Yuki Kuni, but we had an absolutely phenomenal race at the front.
It's redemption time for Yuki. He scored 0 points due to his crash. We was really hoping that, I'm sure he was too, that this would be the race that closes the championship gap for him, but it'll be a bit tougher now championship-wise after not scoring points. But he has to make a victory this time around. It's not going to be easy because Sho Nishimura is on absolute fire form.
Yeah, in championship terms, it was a weird one because championship leader Andy Farid DNF'd, so there were no points for him. Sho Nishimura, in only his second race, was the winner. So it didn't, in championship terms, I'm not sure really what to make of that, except that it was good for Hafiz Shirin.
Yeah, I mean, the title fight it's really tight right now. We still have one more race, but after race 1, it's 65 points for Andy. 2 points down is Aslan Shah with 63. In third is Hafiz Shirin with 61 points, just a 4-point gap to Andy Farid in first. In fourth is Chip Nakarin with 58 points, only 7 points away from the lead. And then Yuki Kuni is the only one that's trailing a bit further behind with 29 points as a deficit between him and Andy Farid.
Yeah, that first four so tight. And yeah, there is Sho Nishimura. So will we see another show this afternoon?
On his suit he has a tagline, it's showtime.
Well, it was certainly showtime yesterday. Brilliant performance in qualifying, and just the sheer impudence he showed to muscle his way past Hafiz Shirin. He immensely experienced, arguably the most successful Malaysian rider ever, MotoGP rider now in the later stages of his career, but still at the peak, Hafiz Shirin. And he just stood him up and went past. It was absolutely brilliant. The kind of move you'd expect, as I said at the time, from Aslan Shah. Yeah,
it was full of aggression, and Sho really just understood that corner just that much better. He knew that he had just that extra grip that he can take there, and Pop took a lot of knowledge of the circuit to try and make that kind of maneuver, because it was aggressive, but it was really clean. And there's nothing that Hafiz could have done to stop that.
Yeah, there is Andy Farid. Izdihar came in as championship leader, and even after his DNF, remains championship leader by a slim margin of 2 points. So He, of course, is looking for better things this afternoon. The best finisher from that three-rider Honda Asia Dream Racing with Asimo Garage was Chip Nakarin, who finished second after that heavy crash and the coming together he had with Yuki Kuni. And again, he rode really aggressively. He felt the win was within grasp, but he didn't quite make it. But he was really pleased with that victory.
Sorry, Barry.
No, I was going to say, and the team will have been too, having put that bike together virtually into mint condition by the time they'd cleaned the oil off the track. And the rider was in mint condition too.
Amazing what the work that they did and how quickly they did it. But just wanted to mention another championship contender that we have actually was just 31 points behind. Well, we're just checking if that's correct. Yep, 31 points. Is Sho Nishimura. The show can put on another show this afternoon.
Yeah, that gap can close fast.
The only concern is when Marcus Reitzenberger does come back. I think then we're gonna have to tell BMW to bring 3 bikes.
Yeah, that would be an elegant solution.
Because no one's gonna say no to Marcus Reitzenberger because he's gonna put on a show as well. But if Sho Nishimura isn't within a shot for the title, you have to see that.
Yeah, well, it's a really good thing. This is warm-up, so hopefully people are listening. More people listen than we think sometimes to the warm-up sessions. Join us for a quick geek out. Well, let's look here at Yuki Kuni on the SDG Hark Pro number 92 bike. He is quickest on that renewed or rebuilt machine. I'm not quite sure what they did to it to put him back on track. It doesn't look like he's got too many issues with it.
Yeah, 150.4 already for Yuki Kuni. So back to the lap times that we expected from yesterday. I mean, he's got a healthy gap between himself and Zakon Zaidi in second. Sho Nishimura has come up now to second place at 151.3. So Yuki is the fastest rider on track in himself 12 minutes. So for a warm-up session, it's a really decent pace from Yuki.
Fastest race lap yesterday was with Nakarin, 150.466. So Yuki Kuni slightly quicker than that. So it doesn't seem to be any issues whatsoever with that brand new machine. There is Hafiz, ended up third yesterday. It was a good result for the championship. He was going for the win, but the competition was so feisty yesterday.
Yeah, it was a different round altogether. Hafiz, with plenty of experience in Motegi, just had to fight 2 very hungry riders, 2 different manufacturers, and it was nice seeing a Ducati, Honda, and a BMW in top 3. Really nice to see a battle between different manufacturers, riders as well from different regions of the world.
Yeah, very much so. There's Zhang Qiying on the A-Racer Speed Tech bike. He's doing a good job for A-Racer Speed Tech. They're experimenting with new bits and pieces. A-Racer supply the ECUs for, I'm pretty sure, all categories in Asia Road Racing Championship. Sorry, Daniel, correct me.
Yeah, so I just found out that it was mainly for the 250s. That's where they have the most information. So I think in the thousands, it's a bit more spread out in terms of types of ECUs.
Yeah, I know Underbones use them as well. Is backing off. I think that's by turn 10.
Yeah, A-Racer making really good work. We think that their target is to show that this development on the R1 will keep moving forward and that the ECUs are capable of really giving good results. Zhang Qing has been putting in a lot of laps in, so it's a lot of information and a lot of data that they can bring back. I mean, they've done wonders in the other categories, so would not be surprised at all if they make a really competitive product for the thousands.
Yeah, I guess that's going to be the idea. The rider just going through there, Zakwan Zaidi. Big shout out for Zakwan, riding and recovering from 2 really nasty fractures in each hand. He was double plastered up unfortunately, after a free practice accident in Zhuhai, which meant he missed that race. That was just 6 or 7 weeks ago, to be coming back and racing the way that he has. Friday in free practice, he was out all session in all 3 sessions. He did a full qualifying session yesterday, pushed as hard as he possibly could in the race, and picked up some good points for P6. That's worth 10 points. So brilliant performance from him. He is in pain, and it's hard to tell, Daniel, when you're carrying injuries, especially hand injuries, how that's affecting you, like on the braking, when you don't have quite the control that you would have when you're fully strong. It's just, for me, I'm in awe of what Zakwan's been doing this weekend.
Yeah, it's not a small injury that he's carrying. I mean, saw photos of the X-ray that Zakwan had right after the crash, and it's a significant break on his hand. So it's amazing. I mean, that was just over 4.5 weeks ago, 4.5, 5 weeks. It's barely fused. So top job from Zakwan to really put into a good performance this weekend. I mean, he's lapping a 151 in this warm-up session. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the second best time that we've seen so far. Just looking at Aslan Shah there, always lurking in contention. He picked up more useful points for a P5 yesterday, and he wasn't quite able to get on the pace of the 3 that got away at the front. Just leaving pit lane now is Lachlan Epis, the Evolution Sports BMW. Lachlan was 8th yesterday. It was interesting, and he said in his interview for you, he emphasised how difficult it is to get to know this Motegi circuit because of the technical nature of it, and the need to put all the corners, get all the lines right from point to point if you're really going to get a good time around here. Got 30 degrees of elevation changes as well.
Give Lachlan a lot of credit as well. That's a 151.8. That's his fastest lap time this weekend. Even it's faster than any of his race laps. Yeah. Qualifying would have been on qualifying tires, but even then, a qualifying tire lap with him was a 151.2. So in this warm-up session, Lachlan has found something special, and yeah, hopefully this is good for him in the race, because he's right in the mix then, timing-wise, with Aslan, Soichiro, Pasu, with Andy.
Yeah, he's a really talented rider, Lachlan, so it'll be good to see him realising that and just getting up closer to the front. No stranger to the front. Shah Kamaruzaman, he'll be looking for a better result. He was put in the shade a little bit by his teammate, who's just come back into pit lane. There are 6 minutes remaining in this warm-up session. Superbikes get 20 minutes. Zakwan also has come in, and so has Soichiro Minamoto. Soichiro came through well yesterday to finish 4th, just off the podium. Looking at lap times, his best lap time yesterday was pretty much a 151 dead, so half a second quicker than his warm-up time. So good pace in warm-up from Soichiro, so we can expect another good outing from him this afternoon. Shota Yokoyama, you just saw on screen there, the number 31 for Agura Clutch and Nitro Racing, was 10th yesterday. And he's got a nice view of the back of the Ducati, JDT Ducati of Hafiz Shirin, yesterday's race winner. Being checked over, I think he'll probably have one last short run. Talking there to Sal from Dunlop.
Didn't look like Shaw had any issues at all with the grip, even though he's riding in that very aggressive, flowy style. You'd think it might wear a bit more of the tire out, but still had so much grip at the last lap. So shout out to Dunlop for the tires provided.
Yeah, there is number 41, who had a big say in yesterday's ASB 1000 show. Macarena Tirapuva Pat really was him, Hafiz, and Sho Nishimura that set the place alight yesterday. Here is Hafiz. He won't be looking for another third place today, that's for sure.
Hafiz is going to go straight for the win. He knows that he has a pace for it. I think the only concern is if Sho has such a good pace. I mean, I overheard Sho saying that he thought the gap was bigger on the last lap, and that's why he didn't see Hafiz's overtake coming. But the concern for everyone else is if Sho has that pace and if he can extend the lead that he had yesterday's race, can he do it again? And if he does, how is everyone going to react to it? But this time round, we have Yuki back on track, so the potential is that Yuki, beautiful shot there for Hafiz. But yeah, the potential could be that Yuki and Sho might go head-to-head, and it might slow down the pace a little bit, which would bring riders like Hafiz, Zakwan, Nandi, as well as Nandi crashed out. So
yeah, there's plenty more could happen this afternoon. I predict it'll be a very different race. And you also have to say, you know, looking back, that Yuki Kuni made a pretty poor start, and that's what put him back in, you know, P5 or wherever he was. That meant he had to work his way through. That raised the risk, so he really needs to improve his start and get away, so he can stay out of trouble this afternoon.
yeah, practice start right at the end of the session might do Yuki some good. Needs a good one. He needs to be aggressive on down the front and into turn one. Really needs to just be able to stick with and well, either lead or just stick with Sho. I think it'll give us a good race. We hope that there's no incidences that takes anyone out, and that we're just gonna have a fantastic battle between 5-6 riders. Soichiro was quite good as well. He's had decent pace this weekend.
Yeah, Aslan will be back, and we know what he's capable of.
The names that we have, it's Yuki, Hafiz, Zakwan, Sho, Andy Farid, Soichiro, Aslan, Nakarin. These are all strong contenders for this weekend. Paswit as well in warm-up is doing really well, actually.
Yeah, Paswit had injury struck last year. He's a talented rider that we're expecting more from, because season 2022 is his rookie season, and he was really on a climbing trajectory at the end of it. We haven't seen that follow through, really. Not totally his fault. He did have got really nicely banged up at Sugo last year. So let's see, but he, like many of the others here, is on board the latest version of the CBR 1000 RRR. Again, looking at the rider having a good time this weekend despite his crash. Macarena Tirapuvapat showed with the World Championship experience that you get how resilient you can become.
Yeah, I mean, Nakarin's work ethic is just second to none. I mean, his positive mentality moving forward. I mean, just the thing that he got, it was a racing incident which made him crash. Bike was, it looked really out of shape after that, and got back to pit lane, restructured himself, got back out, and straight away onto the podium in the end. So it's an amazing performance from Nakarin. He's just got the mentality of a champion. He's really showing his stuff.
Yeah, he did 2 seasons on 600s, and all the way through he was saying how much he wanted to get onto a superbike, and he just loves racing superbikes. So, you know, when you can see the joy that a rider has in what he's doing, that always means that he's going to be competitive.
Hafiz Sharin behind Soichiro. Soichiro looking quite good this weekend of 51.291. That lap there, so he goes up into 5th. It's better days looking for Yamaha. They've done something with Soichiro that's really got him competitive again, where we want to see him as in his rookie season. It's a shame. For some reason, for Kasma, it's still not working out. Something is gone really wrong on that side of the garage, and really hope that they figure it out for Kasma.
Yeah, absolutely, because while we were talking about the trajectory of Paswit in 2022, Kasma's was more obvious and more impressive, if anything. yeah, we really want to see the old Kazma back.
Third in the championship in your rookie season's not a bad result at all.
Yeah. So checkered flags out now. And for, not for the first time, this weekend we see Yuki Kuni at the top on his brand new spanking CBR. Shona Shimura, fourth fastest, running in the low 51s. But we know he's got more in the tank.
Yeah, Sho is running with Aslan for quite a bit of the session. I think he's trying to help show Aslan around the Motegi the Sho way.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Aslan knows his way around very well, obviously, from his World Championship experience, but Sho has another way, and last time he was here, Aslan was not on anything comparable to the BMW. See quite a few of the bikes lifting the front wheel under that hard acceleration out to turn 14.
It's coming up a little bit uphill as they come up around the last turn, and we have a Hafiz Shine fan. He's got quite a number of fans. We've seen them taking photos of him, with him around the pit area.
Yeah, and we saw the flag of Johor State yesterday as well being waved. So there you go. El Pescado, the fish.
The fish.
Nickname earned, I think, in MotoGP, wasn't it?
In during
before.
his CEV time.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And he had such an amazing career. Still does.
He does, yeah. And so there we are. Once again, we see SDG's Yuki Kuni at the top of the timing screen, this time for the Sunday morning warm-up. Next best was Hafiz Shirin on the JDT Racing Team Ducati Panigale V4R. Third quickest, the plucky, resilient Zakwan Zaidi for Honda Asia Dream Racing with Astimo. Shona Shimura, yesterday's winner. Fourth fastest, fifth, Tsuchiro Minamoto. Brilliant P4 from him yesterday for Yamaha Technique Racing. And Andy Faridis Zihar DNF'd yesterday, unfortunately, but still championship leader, was sixth fastest. Seventh was Paswit Titiwararak, and eighth was Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman, who finished fifth yesterday. Macarena Tirapuvapat, who gave us such entertainment yesterday by finishing second in the end. He was ninth fastest this morning. 10th was Lachlan Epis with a 151.898. Shota Yokoyama for Ogura Clutch and Nitro was 11th. 12th, Kazma Daniel for Yamaha Technique. Osama Murray for Victor Racing Team was 13th fastest. Chang Chi-ying for A-Racer Speed Tech was 14th, and 15th, Cho Yu Zhou for Savitar ESG Team Asia. So that concludes the warm-up sessions. That means that the next time you hear from us, it will be time to race. Race 1 will be underway at 1 o'clock this afternoon, or 13:05 to be precise, when we will be joined by the voice of ARRC, Mr. Des Corkhill, who will be leading the charge, and me and Daniel will be doing our thing as usual, and we're really looking forward to that. And in between times, if you're anywhere near Motegi, do come in. We've got more than an hour for the pit walk today. Pit walks are always fantastic fun here. Lots of people to meet. It's glamorous. You can take selfies with the riders, get signatures, get giveaways. So that's always fun. So join us then. And if you are watching on TV or live stream, then we'll see you at 1 o'clock for race 2. Or round 3 of the Idemitsu FIM Asia Road Racing Championship from Mobility Resort Motegi.
Idemitsu engine oils are precisely formulated for meticulously engineered Japanese car engines. We are committed to delivering optimal performance. We fulfill this commitment through 5 ultra-protective benefits known as Quintec Guard. They unleash the peak performance of treasured cars. Drive anywhere with confidence. Feel the excitement in your heart. The highest quality engine oils in the history of Idemitsu. Idemitsu IFG7. Flagship engine oil nano-tailored for high-precision engines. Enhance performance in 7 ways with super protective septic guard technology, the accumulated wisdom of oil experts. Anti-power loss nanotech keeps your engine performing at its peak for extended periods in harsh conditions. Beat the heat. Idemitsu IFG7. Idemitsu IRG5. Start like a rocket and ship like silk with super bike-proven nano-tailored oil. Ultra-protective Quintec guard technology distills the wisdom of oil experts. 5 protective benefits in harmony unleash the peak performance of your engine. Nano Silky Tech ensures extra smooth upshifting at high RPM. Rocket starts, silky shifts. Idemitsu IRG5.
何も喋れないけど。
One. No. Huh? No. You get out. Good. Lirik nó salah lagi. Mana lu? Kenapa?
Live lagi. Belum lagi ya? Oke, enggak.
Wow.
Suami. Ôi, take off. Go, 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 go.